Alright, we're gonna jam some stock, the Epic Gamble today, with our 4 quad Grim Monolith. It has been overperforming. We're gonna keep it going and jam some games here. Oh no! Right. Sorry, I'm 1 match in. Didn't even realize that. I'm trying to think if they were on. Not that it really matters.
So why am I paranoid? Paranoid, I should be grateful. So why am I paranoid?
Yeah. There's an echo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, with 1 floating and a land drop. So, I mean, in the event that we get forced, we do have some permanents in play, so it's not like all is lost. Not just like a straight up LED echo situation. The power of Grim Monolith. Although it seems like we would have had enough artifacts here, but just another ritual that won't be impossible to reset later on, even if we fail here. Hey, got there. Okay, so see, like, this would be so good if this had a Grim Monolith in it, because then you can with Bergie in play, it actually filters your Ancient Tombs into red. Obviously, we at least have a kick-ass relay here, which I might just take, because we only have 1 red source and no way of getting more. Like, we could gamble for LED, but I think it's just unnecessarily risky. Even if they're a very fast combo deck, we did give them a random 7. Which is like really the only place this gets punished. Put 4 permanents in play, 4 mana, 4 cards in hand, 8 in exile. Pretty good. Pretty good against Tundra. No grids. Can we afford to go Bergie first? Say we go Bergie first and just gets countered. Then we still have Opal. Ancient Tomb is 3. Petal 4, 5. Rite of Flame is 6. Chrome Mox 7. Which would give us what for options? 8 if they don't counter it but swords it, right? In which case we have double Burning Wish into another relay. So they'd have to have like triple force or double force plus, and then we're still not like out of it at that point, right? So I think it's worth the risk of just trying to get Bergie out there. Because if they let it resolve, say they have like 1 force and no swords, they might just let it resolve and say, oh, actually no, that wouldn't make sense because there's clearly so much action here. But I still think it's worth the risk. They just skipped it up. No interaction. Wow. From a 60 card Tundra blue deck. I mean, they didn't have force in their opener is basically what it was. They I guess, no, they didn't have force there either. Not that like anyone would force the Petal, right? Where we relayed. So I think we were good there either way. Tundra, we don't know if they're banned, and we're on the draw, so I don't want to bring in empty. So we're just going to leave it as is. There's nothing else that you would bring in like a control matchup. Like, even if you see Canonist, for instance, you don't really want to bring in Echoing Truth. I guess if you see, like, 2 or 3 of them, you might want to bring in 1, but probably not. Really, the way you deal with Echoing Truth... I mean, Canonist, if you can deal... Canonist from a blue deck is, like, not... It's rough. Definitely rough. But usually you can resolve... If you're going to remove it, it's by resolving a Burning Wish. You know, just like an inconspicuous Burning Wish, and then you can replicate Shattering Spree to play around counter magic. This... On average, this is pretty medium. But exactly medium usually is enough in these matchups. It does, like, typically invite you right into the game that they want to play, which is just like this long, drawn out, you know what I mean? But you don't want to, you know, mulliganing, you lose a card, and that's kind of, and boom, you draw Ancient Tomb, and now it's like this hand is fine. Absolutely fine. It sucks being on the draw, because I do want to play Grim Monolith Pass, which plays into Pending. But I still think that's what I'm doing. Now we get a draw... Well, assuming Grim Monolith is alive, we get a draw step, plus we have 2 red sources, so we get draw step, plus Reckless Impulse, plus Gamble for LED. Alright, so no pending, which is great. Oh, and we drew LED? Wow! Okay, so... This is gonna be a problem for them. We're gonna hurt ourselves, but that's okay. We enjoy... We like the pain. That was not great. 3, 6, 7, 8. Gamble. It's almost tempting to go for relay, but honestly, like, if you can really hit him hard before Narset, which is what I'm going to try to do here, then you're probably in a better spot. The only problem is, like, not the only problem, but the big problem here is gamble. Like, we want to gamble for LED, right? Worst case, it hits the LED. But best case, it doesn't, right? In which case, we're opening ourselves up to Surgical. So I think I don't even think it's worth, 1, wasting the 1 mana, and 2, opening ourselves up to that. So I think I'm just going to take the double Echo while I have it. Good frontside one, huh? That's interesting. I'm not so sure it's better. Yeah, I don't think it's better. I think we just go double. Just go straight up for double Echo. 2 red's probably enough. Yeah. I fully expect at least one of these to get countered. It's worth noting that, like, Force plus Surgical is also a problem. Force plus Fluster. It just resolved. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. What is in your hand? And look at this. Wow. Okay, so let's start casting spells. So we're going to put Lethal on the stack, and if they counter Burning Wish, which is lethal, obviously, then we just get a monstrous relay. Just outrageous. It just resolved. Why is everything resolving? Oh my god. Does Fluster do it? Not really, because we can just relay. We don't even have to blow any petals. Or any more petals, rather. Are they gonna have a stifle or some shit? Like, okay, that's fine. You got it. You got the stifle. I'll take my 15 cards. Call that a wheel. In fact, we'll call that a double wheel. Now, I don't care what you have. I guess if they, you know what? No, I'm gonna say it. If you have Deafening Silence, you got it. You got me. Or, see, Canonist we can usually beat even off a relay, because you can play grids as artifacts, right? And then you can kill it with Shatter Skull, as long as you have enough mana. We only have one grid, however. So, if they somehow have, like, Canonist and Double Force, also, you got me. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna work out, OP. That's another grid. And that's a lot of mana. Let's go grid. Okay, I'm gonna go Bergie. There's actual zero combination of cards that is gonna get you out of this, especially since they don't even have 4 cards, they have 3, because they have Kuldra in their hand. Actual zero is like my favorite kind of zero. Okay. Okay, OP. You got it. Well, let's go Horn. And we'll go, oops, go Echo. Might even just draw into our Tendrils. If not, we can just do this. Probably don't need the pedal either. It's over, OP. It's over, okay? Just accept your fate. Thank you. Alright, at this point... I was gonna say, at this point we might as well grape shot them, but... Alright, they've had enough. This is great. Akida Sakura. Perfect. Love to see it. Don't love to see it. Grid is problematic. Like, you never really want to be in a situation where Wasteland is good from lands. Ah. Oh. Interesting. They're just going to put us on the spot. Question is, how much do we want to go for it here? I think I'll give myself my best chances of just actually echoing here. I was debating whether or not I wanted to play the Chrome Mox. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that it hit the Chrome Mox, but it is what it is. We do have a land drop, so that's pretty big. Oh, fucking got him. Four, 5, 8, 11 mana, so we might as well peer. He's already dead. Please stop. Alright. It's one of those situations where, like, rather than take the 3 seconds to figure, is it, like, I don't think there's anything they could do against Tendrils there, right? Like, the only worry that you have there is Glacial Chasm, but Tendrils gets around that. So I don't think we actually had a worry, but there's 0 chance we're not going to kill them with Pier, and then we can drop an additional grid, and then they have actual 0 chance. Maybe they're playing main deck Mindbreak Trap because they're playing lands on Moto. Like, if it's free to play around, you might as well, right? Although then they would trap Pier, but at least then Pier is removed instead of Tendrils. I don't know. Okay, so we need bounce spells. We don't need grid as much. So we don't know if it's 8 Mulch or regular lands, right? Well, it had, you know what? It's regular lands because it had Grove. So, like, grid isn't bad. I might be okay with 2 of them. It's tough. I'm gonna go with 1 grid, because more often than not, people are on more stuff like spheres, collect roofs. Yeah, we can keep this. OP goes to 5. Oh no, the game counter or match counter is wrong because of that one match I played on my other computer, my laptop. All right, so they kept on 5. They took a while, so that tells me they probably have a medium hand, like a not a turn 1. Uh-oh. That's not what it looks like, though. Okay. Like, if they keep immediately and then, you know, play a Mox Diamond, I know there's a turn 1 sphere coming. But this could be a Pyroblast. It could just be, like, Force of Vigor. Could be a Mind Break Trap. It's not a sphere, because they would have played it. So I don't think I'm gonna go all in. I know. I mean, unlike me, generally speaking. But I think that's what makes sense here. In which case, I'm playing this Reckless Impulse and likely passing. I guess the only problem with that is I'm still playing into Trap unless I play LED, in which case I'm playing into Force of Vigor. But not entirely. I think I'm going to play into Force of Vigor, because if they do have Force of Vigor, they won't have a hand. And like I said, I'm not entirely playing into it. Like, I still have... I'm not just cold to Force of Vigor here. So I'm gonna do what I can to. Oh no! I meant to play Eyelet. Fuck. Oh, I wouldn't have enough to front side anyways. Well, I'm kind of hoping Echo gets hit here, so we don't have to blow our LED and our hand. Could just go for, like, Relay. I feel like they have Pyroblast. I think they have Blast. In which case... 3, 6, 9... I could Pier. I have a 2/3 chance to be able to Pier here. I'm gonna go for it. Let's go for the Pier! We got there! No trap, no trap, no trap. Scoop it up. Scoop it up. Ha ha ha! Got him. Okay, so we're gonna do everything we can here to cast Reforge the Soul. No, I want to see your hand. So this is in the dark. I mean, this hand is not great. Yeah. Yep. Although, I think he's more willing to drop. Like, I wasn't truly X1 dropping. Like, I was O1 dropping, 1-1 dropping, usually 2-1 dropping, and not 3-1 dropping. Pizza with the subscription, 6 months. Thank you, thank you. Happy Friday, right? Indeed. I think I'm gonna keep this. I don't like it. Like... at all. I've certainly mulled these hands before, and I probably should, but I don't know. There's something to say about keeping 7, especially once you're well known as a Storm Pilot and you keep 7, people tend to mulligan more, right? They did. Arkan has arrived. They are F6'd. And this is... this is a scary situation. I don't really care about discard. I just want to hit a mana source so I can play these cards. Or at least one of them. They hit relay. Basic Swamp Thoughtseize. Ah! Worst case scenario! Like I said, it was probably correct to mulligan. Well, they are a blue deck. Preordain. Okay, so probably some sort of top. Oh, it's probably Ant. Ew. Alright. We deserve this. We are 3-0. I probably should have taken this hand more seriously. It's okay. We're not racing. My new goal is to grind actual money. So I pretty much have a no drop policy. I do, although I do brew, and I even brewed plenty in that season, especially in the beginning. But once I started to realize I could win the race and started racing, I did play mono red a lot more often. But I still can't. I can't play the exact same thing constantly grinding on moto. Like, especially if I win a trophy, then I'll be like, okay, now I can play a different deck. But yeah, most of them are still like pretty competitive and still fairly fast variants of the Epic Gamble. Like even the blue splashes can really go off. X2 drop, yeah. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, I don't have a no drop policy. That was disingenuous. I hardly drop though. Like if I'm 0-1, yeah, I'll keep going for the 4-1. If I'm 2-2, I'll play the, it's worth it to get your money back. Cuz now you're playing for like $12 or whatever. O2 drop? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not worth your time playing 3 matches. It depends. It depends what kind of player you are, right? Like, we play a lot, we win a lot, so like, at that point it's not worth it because if we start another league, there's a good chance we're gonna either 5-0 or 4-1 it. Whereas, if you're watching, you're some sort of casual player, you don't play much, or you play pet decks that just don't necessarily win a lot, like it's totally worth it playing. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we were supposed to mull our hand. Although I will say, it was rather unfortunate that we drew 3-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop. Now we can scoop this up. Alright, so this is a very good matchup for us. Had we actually mulliganed, we would have done a lot better there. What I love is that we know there's no fluster. I mean, people could play it, but for the most part, people are just copy and pasting Tutor's List, which doesn't have fluster. So we can take these out. We can play some bounce spells instead and a Shattering Spree. Like, the Shattering Spree is actively good. Echoing Truth is situationally, like, great. sometimes good, sometimes okay. Like, they're better than grid. Like, you can, especially now that we're running 4 Grim Monoliths, you can bounce them. With the Bergie in play, it's just, you can do some wild things. Yeah. I'll play this. What's awesome about this is we get to relay and then leave in our hand the only card being Echo. So if they discard, they're then going to give us a time twister. I think your deck is really similar to Mono Blue Echoes, what you're trying to execute in both decks doing well lately. Yeah. Built by spicy and crazy meta. Sure. We could play the land and imprint Echo. We get 1 more mana post relay out of it. But we essentially get 3 mana, depending on what relay flips. If it flips an LED, it's not relevant, but I guess it plays into surgical. I think I'm just gonna imprint the land. Oh, we get to keep our pedal, so that's big. I gotta blow my nose. I don't have any tissues. Yes, Delver. Hey, just as we drew it up. Me personally, I'm well above 50% against Delver, but obviously I'm very well versed in the matchup. I'd say generally speaking, it's probably a 50-50 on your average player if you just picked up the deck. The game can go like any way, right? Like, you can just roll over them, they can roll over you. Sometimes it gets super grindy. It really depends. It really depends on your openers. Like, you do have to have fairly strong openers, but we have a ton of combinations of hands that are very strong against them. So, but sometimes you just draw shitty hands. Like, you know what I mean? Like, part of the strength of this deck is that if you're against non-blue or no interaction or very little interaction, not force of will, you know what I mean? You have the benefit of just like mulling down to LED Echo, even down to 2 or 3 cards or whatever, where you just don't have that luxury against Delver. So we can go Bergie into Echo here, which is obviously very strong. We still kind of eat shit to surgical, but most players wouldn't be as patient as they've been. Plus, now we know they don't have it. Two, we have 4. We have this gamble. Three, 4, 5, 4. So, like, we have lethal with this gamble, but it's not like we can Echoing Truth our Opal off of this pedal, because we have 2 4 mana, right? Echoing Truth puts us down to 3 mana with Bergie, of course, and then we can replay Opal, which puts us up to 5. Burning Wish, we're still at 4, and we have our colors. Or wait, is that just enough? Oh, because they're at 18. We don't even have to gamble, right? That's 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we're 1 shy, but we can gamble for Burning Wish. So that is deterministic. Because we get black off of this. Yeah. We still have Metalcraft. See what I mean by bounce spells being good? Right, 7, 8. Yeah, now we just gamble for Burning Wish. You want to use your brain powers to find that deterministic line if you have it, folks. Because there were probably about 3 or 4 other, like, powerful lines that you might just see and go, oh yeah, that's good, and do it. But, yeah. You got lethal. Get it. Go get it. Or don't get it, because you got it. Just use it. Execute it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. This hand is... like, on its face, it's slow, right? There's a number of draws that could make it very fast, right? It slows down against discard, but at the same time, it's very resilient against discard. It's not an obvious keep, but I don't think you can really throw it back. There are ways that this can go wrong. I think generally speaking, they're going to discard us. They're going to go fairly slow, and we're going to be resilient to it. They're going to take this LED, I'm sure. Oh. That is risky as shit. They might just lose right here. Petal? Or Ancient Tomb. That works. Grim Monolith. What a card. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Oh my god. Got him. Those two we get to. So
and remember, boys and girls, if you fuck a couch,
like we can bounce our monoliths. It's mana neutral. We already have enough storm, so I guess we don't need to. We have a land drop, we don't. So hopefully no surgical. That's what it feels like. I think I'll play this Impulse. Because we have 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. Like, it's worth the 2 cards. For sure. Yep. Got him. Yeah.
The trouble is, if you're not self-reliant, you'll never do anything.
So, there are some more greedy measures that we could take care of, like playing Burgy Pass. Anything that we do here is somewhat of a risk, right? I think the best thing that we can do is, one, not play our city first so that we still have access to that moving forward. Imprinting our impulse is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. to play Shatter Skull and play this grid out first.
Think you can build me up just to break me down. You can claim I'm this or that. Even cut my name off. I'll just
Now, even if like all else fails, we'll have 4 mana on board. Some resiliency to Wasteland. Just being close to Hellbent with Bergie and Gamble and some mana is just a good place to be. And it's Delver, so I'm happy with our choice. Like if they Wasteland us here and then we draw LED, then we have a Bergie into Echo. They only have 3 cards in hand. So if they now play a threat... Okay, no. We shuffled. Alright, they do get one more from Bobble. That was a good one. Huh. I mean, it's the obvious play, but I think it's the play here. Another force, okay. Pitching Daze, okay.
you can build me up just to break me down. You can claim I'm this or that, even cut my name off. I'll just grow on back.
Okay, they have one card.
You can bury me in sand. I'll feel right at home, 'cause I'm the starfish man.
I think Horn will just win the game. It does eat shit to Daze though, huh? We have no blue source though for Echo. I think it's supposed to Horn. That's a bang, yes. Alright. Alright, we are heavily favored at this point. I was gonna say, there is a one of that some people play that would be bad here. They bounce this. Embracing the mono grinder lifestyle, I see. Yes, yes. Yes, I am. Whoops. All right. They have two cards. LED? Grid is not bad, but... With 14. Yeah, I think Grid is just too high value here. Sweet. That's like most of the time you have to beat Delver in the trophy match. It's like probably like around half the time it's fucking Delver. You gotta earn it. Right, but we can still probably beat Force of Will. You're still going to have to beat Force of Will with brute force cards. And 2 random cards is usually not going to be right. And they would have had to have had it, right? Like they would have had to. They don't have enough cards, right? We're guaranteed to be through Force of Will right here. Or no, they deployed another threat. So if they happen to have force plus blue card plus land, exactly. Whereas if they have to cantrip for it, then they tap underneath the grid. So now we just have to hit. We're at 11, so we probably get 2 draws to do it, but I'm still gonna go for this right now. That is rather unfortunate. Damn. Okay. Yeah, that wasteland really hurt. We really want to draw Echo, because then all we have to do is flip 1 mana and we win. Oh, they're going to turn Ancient Tomb off. Yeah, that's pretty good. I did it. Got him. Oops! Whoopsies! My bad. Sorry. Sorry about that. Uh-oh. Sorry, truly, I didn't mean to. My apologies. My apologies. Yeah, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. It was an accident, okay? Jeez. I have to get so upset. Alright, now the odds of us not cheesing an empty win, pretty slim. It does. Oh, yeah. To be fair, we got pretty unlucky leading up to that flip, so. So yeah, bring in the empties against Delver. I take out Wish because it is a clunky card that we don't want to have to run. And once you bring in more win cons, well then surgically our Burning Wish isn't just lights out for us, so you can afford to take it out. And then I take the Gambles out because we're kind of on the empty plan anyways. And Gamble doesn't, specifically, is not the greatest with empty. So, yeah. Right. I think we were slightly more lucky on that flip than we were unlucky on the others. So I think overall we were a bit lucky. Plus, it's not like those. It's not that those flips were terrible, but in the face of the multiple wasteland that they put us through, it was pretty brutal. But all you have to do is flip an LED at some point, and it's like, now, you know, the very next turn, you're just so likely to get there. Oh man, and we opened up grid into LED Echo. Alright, we want to draw Opal, even just an Ancient Tomb, any way that we can play through days. They mulled to 5. I like it. Shuffle? Maybe they keep a Ponder without force, thinking that I will shy away from a line, and then grid is just gonna resolve. It's always a great feeling. Containment Construct? Is that the blue one that anytime you discard a card? I have not, no. I'd have to put it in one of my blue shells to play with it. Oh, you're right, it's not. Yeah, it's the 2/1 artifact. I'm thinking of that other similar card that's existed for a while. Yeah. Is that what it is? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, the grid resolved. How come it's not coming up? Or do you have to... How are you doing? Oh, there you go. That's how you do it. Alright, let's go! We were one shy of a relay. Is it worth impulsing? Probably, because at this point, like, we don't have a land drop either. So if they just go Wasteland, well, then we're going to be in the same spot. But we might as well... No, we probably want to save it for relay, huh? Yeah, I'm going to pass. It's fine. They're certainly behind. That is for sure. Their best play is like deploy a threat plus wasteland us. But then that, yep, it does put them further underneath grid. I could pass, put Echo into the bin. In fact, it's tempting to impulse. Maybe I'll just impulse. Problem is, there's a lot of like misses that just screw us over. I'm gonna play into surgical. I was like, this impulse could really miss, and then they could like melt us down, or we could just flounder. This is a pretty unfortunate draw 7. Soul Land would be pretty good here. We wouldn't be able to Burgie into Echo, but we could Burgie into Impulse, which has a really high chance of allowing us to Echo. Another threat, okay. LED? Alright, don't have much of a choice here. Wow. Holy shit. That's a surgical. So we need to draw Soul Land here. If we draw Soul Land, we could play Horn, and then draw 8 with nothing floating, no land drop. Or we could play an empty for 6, or we could Impulse. We really needed, like, so many cards in our deck were fine there, right? They're gonna hit Petal? Wow. Okay. I mean, it makes sense if they hold up Force, I guess. I guess, though. Only I guess. This doesn't really make sense. Like, this does take out more reasonable draws. But I don't know. Pretty sure just taking the Echo is correct. Yeah. Especially if they don't have another land. Which they might here. Did they surveil? They surveilled the Steam Vents. If they don't make a land drop after surveilling Steam Vents, I don't know what... Oh, what is this? Are they bouncing a grid right now? Oh, playing a Murktide? So they don't have Force, but they didn't remove our Echo. We draw LED! No. 5, 8, 9. I mean, they still have a shot, but a very distant shot. But they clearly don't have a Force. I mean, they could, with their draw step and this Brainstorm, draw into like land plus Force. Soul Land still gives us a chance. LED, Petal, like any of those things allow us to Impulse. Obviously, LED just probably wins the game. Rite of Flame. No, not Rite of Flame. Well, yeah, Rite of Flame. No, not Rite of Flame. Hey! I mean, how many turns are you going to give us? How many turns are you going to tap yourself under grid? You had a chance to get rid of Echo. Like, jeez, man. I mean, we still have to, like, get there right here, right now. Which is going to be a tall order. Can Echo again. Or we can play our Impulse. I think it's Echo, though. We couldn't Grim. Grim was in our hand, and we only have 1 mana up front, in front of the LED. So, we're gonna have a high storm count, which is not for nothing. How many Echoes left in our deck? 1 Echo in our deck? I was gonna say, because one of the ways we can get there is like multiple LEDs and an Echo again. But this is very low chance to get there. Yeah. Alright, game 3 it is. Same deal. Did we... I believe we did show them main deck empty, but that's okay. That was really unlucky. Just the draw 7 itself was very unlucky, and then the subsequent draws were pretty unlucky. This is very good. Snap resolution. Interesting. I mean, we don't yet have a way to cast this Echo, but grid in play right off the bat, not getting wastelanded is like, it's pretty good. Delver, okay. So close. Kind of wasteland proof here. We have so many draws that let us go off. I'm mildly worried about like not drawing well and then getting hit by a meltdown. But we are... I still think we're favored here. Like, even just drawing another Echo does it, because we can imprint one of them. Petal, Opal, LED, you know, some sort of action spell that we can cast that gets us there. Impulse, Burning Wish. That'll do. Guess I want to imprint. We have a land drop. Oh yeah. OP is dead. Exactly. Got him. So, they usually play Sneak. I mean, this is good even against the blue deck, right? They have to have double force. If they don't have any force, we're going to Echo with 3 floating. If they have a single force, we'll still Echo. So I can't really pass this up. Hey! Ooh. This is pretty good. You gonna force it? I dare ya. Yeah, you're gonna force it. Just don't force this one, please. That would be ridiculous. Okay. I'll take my 8 cards. We'll call that a wheel. Hey. No changes necessary against them. Assuming they're on Sneak and Show, which... Normally in the blind, I'm going to take one grid out and bring in one Echoing Truth, but I'm pretty sure they're playing Sneak. Or at least some sort of Show and Tell variant. Which we are favored against. Because even when they do go off, oftentimes we just beat them off of their own Show and Tell. Like if they Show and Tell pass and we put in grid, or they Show and Tell pass, we put in Bergie, usually those two cards will win if we just get to put it into play for free. The Epic Relay. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but with this deck, when you relay the message, it tends to echo. Yes, please, I'll take it. So, oftentimes, I still, admittedly, have no idea which one is better to play first, right? Grim Monolith or Grid? Usually. Usually I'm like, and I just make a decision, right? But against them, you definitely want to play Monolith. In fact, I'll play around Days. Because Grid, we want them to cast Show and Tell and then put Grid into play. Basically, we don't want to give them a chance to be able to counter it. But, like, either way, it's the same amount of mana when you're trying to decide which one to play first, right? You can either play Grim Monolith, which puts you up 3 mana, but then you do have to cast your Grid the next turn, so then really you're only up 1. Whereas if you play the Grid and hold on to the Monolith, well, now your Monolith is a +1 colorless ritual anyways, so... I don't know. So we're going to put Grid into play. And you're probably going to see exactly what I'm talking about here. I mean, they put omniscience into play, so they could just have it. Yeah, I mean, you got it, you got it. So we're not dead, but we don't have LED or Echo in our hands, so we can't draw either of those things, so I'm going to scoop it up. Oh, yeah. That would have been good. But, like, if they put in Emrakul there, off the Show and Tell, obviously we probably win. If they put in Grizzlebrand, it's like their draw doesn't matter. Drawing 7 because we have a Grid in play. Yeah, we're going to keep it the same. Ew! Okay. I mean... yeah. Okay. Okay. Huh. Responsible thing is the relay. I think we should. Gobos, no. Although we flipped 2 relays, so this is very similar to Goblins. Because Goblins is a 2-turn clock. Relay is quite possibly a... Or Goblins being a kill you on turn 3. Relay is quite possibly kill you on turn 2. Although we flipped 2 relays, so I think it's turned into a very strong turn 3, which might be too late. Chromox was not a good draw. They preordained 2 on the bottom. We play Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith. We do have this Reckless Impulse, not for nothing. We get to Rite of Flame. We're probably going to use this either way. Five, 6, 7, 8. So we have exactly enough to impulse and double relay. At least Chromox does convert into 2 cards off of these relays. My concern is if this flips some sort of... Like now we have to decide between... I think I'm just going to double relay. We do have this for next turn. So I go like this. Well, I wanted to crack this now so I get F6 through this. But it does open it up to surgical, and I don't mind flipping LEDs, so I don't want them to surgical it. So relay for 11. Call it 13, because we do have 2 cards from the Reckless Impulse. Hopefully we're not dead. They did go bottom. Oh, they just scooped it up. Thanks, OP. Holy shit. I mean, we're going for it. His hand is gas. It's a bit of a force check, obviously, but it's a powerful force check. We could also choose to imprint the Echo and just make goblins. I think that's what you're supposed to do. I really don't want to. So I'm not gonna. It's just so boring, man. I want to win the game now. Fucking goblins. Like, we're gonna go all in here. Ready? We're gonna go so far deep. Well... yeah. Then we're gonna sack this pedal even so that we have more red. And we'll tap the monolith. I don't think it's correct to do all that. Pretty good here. This is the first turn. Welcome to the first turn of Magic. Oh, are you gonna force it? That's cute. That's cute. Pitching Snappy. Have I got something for you, OP? Damn, and we're one shy of untapping Monolith, too. That would be sick. Oh, man. Can we get some grids, please? Guess another relay is good. Only 1 land. I like it. 3 Burning Wish, though, so we do have to make it happen this next turn. Or we don't have to. But we certainly want to. Yep. Island. Aw, that's cute. Two, 3, 4, 7. Yeah, I mean, we just have so much mana. We only have one Burgie, but they don't have any red. So Burgie is basically a defense grid here. They're resolved. All right, OP. You're going to be facing like quadruple lethal here. Good sport, though. Gotta hand it to him. This one? You gonna force that one? Okay. How about this one? Do you not see the exile zone, OP? Do you have a stifle? So I don't really care if you do. 3, 8. Yeah, I mean, we have more than enough. Okay. Good sport. Basic Island, Snapcaster, Force and Negation. What did they pitch on that Force and Negation? I didn't look. I'm not going to hedge towards empty. We haven't seen enough of their deck, and it is considerably worse on the draw, so... The nice thing about this deck is it is fairly forgiving as far as sideboarding goes, especially in the blue matchups, because the 60 is so like already warped to be able to beat blue, where like even in matchups where you would want empty, not bringing in empty is also fine. And there's so few cards to even bring in the first place that, like I said, it's pretty forgiving when it comes to sideboarding. As long as you have a, you know, fairly decent grasp of Legacy and even some Storm, you should be in decent shape. Oh man, drew LED. So what did they do with their Ponder? No shuffle. Do I want to imprint Rite of Flame? I'm gonna play this Impulse first. It might hit a land, in which case I really wanna imprint Shatter Skull. Yeah. Plus then if they counter this Impulse, we can like Rite of Flame, Burning Wish, and Relay. In fact, maybe playing this first will kind of tempt them. Could get blown out by, okay, I mean, it's a pier. Probably shouldn't go for the pier, though. I'm not going to sack both LEDs. I think relay is just as likely to win, so I'll just sack one. It's probably getting forced, right? But I don't think you run out a naked Burning Wish. Maybe you do. Maybe that was right. But then you got to pass. No, you don't. That'd be crazy. What do you got? Surgical? I don't care. It could just be deciding what they want to pitch to force. Yeah. All right. See, what's nice about, and this is yet another hidden thing about Grim Monolith that you don't realize until you start playing, but in this scenario right here, where you have to sack an LED to make your Burning Wish even good, right? Where, like, if you don't, they let it resolve, and then it's not that good anyways, but you have to, like we did here, and then you have 4 mana. And at the very least, boom, you can just bank it right back into your Grim Monolith, and then you're still quite live off the top. Which, we don't have a Grim Monolith, although we are quite live off the top. 2, 4, 5, 8 mana, so... Okay, so no Meltdown. I'm gonna keep that for Narset. What do you got? Mentor? Okay. 3 cards. Action. So, the question becomes, do we blow this petal? I think the answer is yes. Or is it? Do we think they have days, basically, right? Or surgical? They could surgical in response. To make it a 3/3, right? That's the question. I think I want to do 3 damage. I'm fine with losing the petal. We did draw some more mana. We have a ton of mana. We do. This Rite of Flame is a bigger Rite of Flame. So I think I'm fine. Look, if they have a free spell, they have a free spell. Like, if they have force, it's whatever, it's getting force. So I don't have to worry about that. The question is, do they have daze or surgical, basically. I'll put it this way, we would have had to have cast the Rite of Flame to play around daze, and if they had surgical, they probably would have cast it on our draw step, on probably Burning Wish or LED. So I think this is just literally correct. Like, straight up correct. Because otherwise with daze, we'd be playing the petal, right? So that we can do 3 damage to play around daze, but then we're playing into daze where we'd have to crack our LED, so in which case we'd have to use our Rite of Flame instead of the petal, which I don't think I'm willing to do. And we got them. I don't know what they were thinking about. Maybe they were just upset. Force plus cantrip and a blank, so they're thinking about ditching their cantrip. Yeah. Timo J, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Oh, that is rather unfortunate. I much prefer when our hand is hellbent when they do that, because then we can sacrifice it and not allow it to get exiled. Because it is, you know, not good that we can't use it. I mean, that we have 1 less in our deck. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm willing to take the 2 life. So if we draw Echo, we can frontside it. Draw LED. Okay. Alright, deck. I have the mana. Thank you for all the mana. You've blessed me with so much. I am grateful. But, I would like it if we could just a little bit of action. Please. you know, it figures. Today I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make a YouTube out of this. I'll play some music. I won't worry about having to narrate everything. And we just haven't fucking lost. So maybe I will make a YouTube. Just I got to worry about copyright because I'm not even using copyright-free music. The auto edit software is less than ideal when you got music going on. Plus not narrating. Okay, alright. That's fine. Maybe. We'll see. Come on, deck. They have one card. Please. Please, deck. Deck. Alright, well. That's unfortunate. Alright, we want to draw Echo, and we want to hope they have nothing. It's alright. Their deck is probably full of a lot of air. So, ew. Okay, alright. We still have Wish. The okay thing about that, and why we have Wish in the first place, is a lot of times, like, when we win, right? We just draw our whole fucking deck. So I don't care if there's only one win con. I'm going for it. They probably have a Force, but I'm going. Whoops. Don't do it, OP. Don't do it. Force a negation. Okay. They did it. Alright, they're empty. We're empty. They're certainly ahead here. Damn, they get the Mystic Sanctuary, so I'm going to put Force of Negation on top. Alright. They might put Ponder and try to find a Narset. I mean, the safe thing is just putting Force of Negation, right? They went for the Ponder. Interesting. They shuffled. It's super sad, because this is worth playing out, but it's gonna be painful, right? I'll hold on to that for now. Uh-oh, that's actually pretty good for them. Then the deck, make a dragon. We're at 12. We have 2 Ancient Tombs in play. Okay. Need to stop drawing soul lands. Guess I hold it. There's still like no one card that will allow us to do actually anything. So we need a red source or an action piece so that we can draw either a red source or an action piece, or an LED so we can draw Echo, or Echo so we can draw LED. As it stands, we only have colorless mana and a grid. Okay, so now like a red source could feasibly do something for us, but we're at 8 and they're gonna hit us for 6. So that's actually not even true. So go on to game 3. I gotta pee. Give me 2 minutes. Actually, really quick. As we're on the play, we do want to bring in empty. They don't have Uro. So we can take Wish out, we can take the Gambles out. This hand is pretty good. Okay, bit. Pitch Narset, okay. And they mulliganed. So that's pretty good. We want to draw LED. Because then we can threaten empty for 8 with LED backup, Echo backup. That would be castable the following turn. No shuffle. Bergie's fine. It's interesting. Might be running into days here. Question is, do we go for it? I think the answer is no. Like, we have a pretty high chance, right? We can go Petal, then we'll have 2. We can Burning Wish, we can get Gamble, and then we can Gamble and have a 2/3 chance. The problem with that is, one, obviously, if it hits LED, right, that's unfortunate. But also, if it hits Echo, now we got to play the LED, and as I've explained in previous matches, that then we open ourselves up to Surgical. So really, and then if it, best case scenario, hits our Burning Wish, or not necessarily best case scenario, but the scenario in which it plays around Surgical and hits Burning Wish and allows us to Echo, well, now we still do eat shit to a second Force of Will. So I think we pass, because our options really open up if we're able to untap with Bergie, which, listen, Mold to 6, had to Force of Will. Like, they might not have removal. They probably take out some number of swords from their deck. And that seems to be the case. So now we have a ton of mana and a ton of action. That was not the greatest. For sure, not the greatest draw. Probably should have just played Burning Wish before Petal, but that's okay. We can go for Horn, but I think that's unnecessary. They'll probably counter this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can Burning Wish Relay. If they're smart, they can't. If they have Force and Surgical, right? Which I don't think they do. If they had Force, they probably would have forced Bergie. But they could force the Burning Wish with the Bergie trigger on the stack, and then it does not give us an opportunity to cast our other Burning Wish, and they could Surgical it, which would be wild. It'd be a wild play. I think I just want to take advantage of this. I mean, they could have a Fluster, which would be annoying. Empty for 6. Maybe I just relay. I think they have Fluster. And this will kind of probably force them to use it. Then we still get a card out of it. If they don't use it, we can probably play through like almost anything, depending on what we draw here. That's not very good. We want a grid or just mana. Okay. Certainly safe to attack here. Brainstorm, huh? Hey, I think emptying there is fine. Maybe we should have. But it's tough to tell. The problem is they are a mentor deck. I mean, they're really low on resources. But it wouldn't take much to beat 6 goblins. Plus a Burgie. I don't think they found a swords. Narset is really not the worst here, as we can kill it. So they're gonna hold up Fluster or whatever interaction they have. Yes. Okay, perfect. So now they can't Fluster. Unless they have Force plus Fluster. If they just have Force, we should be able to plow through it. I'm gonna play this, play around Spell Pierce without having to use our pedal. We have gone down to 6. We've done 14 damage to ourselves. Like 100% just ourselves. Force of negation. Surgical? Might be a surgical. I think they have surgical, force, blue card. They're deciding what to surgical. And if they want to force this. Oh. Force of negation coming up, it looks like. Okay. So now we have some options here. Could imprint Echo. Cast this Echo. Could imprint Burning Wish, play Horn. 4, 5. Imprint Burgie, play Burning Wish. Everything gets stopped by a Force of Will. They only have 3 cards, 3 mana. If they do have to force, they'll only have 1 card left. So if they do have to force, what do I want to be left with? I think I'm fine. I think I want to frontside this Echo. Probably gives us the highest chance of winning this turn, and if they force it, if they have another forced negation, it's, you know, unfortunate, but we'll still have a, you know, a decent hand. It is giving them a new hand, but it's so high chance to win here. Plus, we are also getting a new hand. Okay, so they have a force. Pitching Mystical Dispute. Okay. So they only have one card left. What is this? Oh. Interesting. Okay. So we have to make it happen this turn, which I think is not going to be a problem. I guess it depends what they have, right? They don't have a swords. They don't have a surgical. Force of Will doesn't do anything. They're not going to have a Mind Break trap. Could be like a, I don't know, Daze or something, but it's more likely that it's just not a relevant card. Although I guess this does not play around Daze, which is interesting. It might not play around Daze. We do get two cards here that could be mana. Yep. So now we get to play around Daze. We go to 1. All right. So we don't want the city. We don't want the empty. We don't want relays. See if we can rack up some mana here. Let's see if they have a force. They do not. Okay. So they're dead. We can't lose. Yeah, I think. If only this were a soul land, this hand would be so good. I think I still keep it. Question becomes, is it Impulse or Monolith? I think Monolith has higher upside. They are F6'd. Oh, lands. Okay. Okay. Huh. What are the odds Bergie survives? Probably not very high. I'm gonna impulse. This could get dicey here. Yeah. Well, at least we hit a land. I think I'm actually just gonna... yeah, I'm gonna relay. Land, another echo. Ugh. Okay. So we found a Loam and a Mazavith. Ooh, another Mulch, huh? Uro's now in there. Play a Wasteland. Play a Stage. And they hit Caracas. LED, please. I think we're supposed to try to hit LED. Do I want to use my Rite of Flame? They're going to be able to Wasteland us, possibly double Wasteland, but I don't think it's enough to use this Rite of Flame yet. If I could untap the Monolith, I would, and then just play the Horn. I think... Actually, this actually turns on gambles and out as well if I use that, so I will use that. Did not hit. Alright, so now we gotta draw LED. So no Dark Depths yet. LED, thank you. Thank you, deck. Thank you, deck. I love you. They're gonna Wasteland us, so we might as well play City. Do we want to continue to go for it or relay? I don't think the relay is particularly good. I think we have a high enough chance to get there. I don't love imprinting a relay because I do want to draw into one. 4, 5, 6. If I could imprint something else with this Chrome Mox, I'd probably relay, but it's not that, like, we have to blow our pedal. We're going to get Wastelanded. It's only for 5. I think we're actually just... The position that relaying would put us in next turn is basically the position that we're already in right now. So we might as well just go for it, I think, right? That's my line of thinking, at least. You can make blue. So they're gonna... Carl the Greatest! Thank you for the follow. Okay, so they're gonna use their crop rotation while they can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No land drop. We do have a gamble. So we can afford to gamble without using this Rite of Flame. Since we have a red source in this pedal. And we'll still have the 6 mana necessary. So we have a 2 out of 7, 5 out of 7 chance to win on the spot. And we got there. Got him. So I feel like a lot of, like, you really don't know what people are going to be packing in the 8 mulch version of lands. But I feel like when they first started building it, right, they had basically no permanents we had to worry about and hardly any trap. So you just didn't even have to bring in bounce spells. But then they started playing like 4x Collector Roof. I saw a bunch of lists like that. So you really do need the bounce spells. At the same time, I've seen enough like Mindbreak Trap at this point where I think there's at least 2 or 3 in most lists. It's like I almost want to do 2 grid and just leave a Void Snare out, but realistically Void Snare is better than Echoing Truth for answering Collector Roof. Because usually you have to go off on the same turn and it's 1 less mana. You can't hedge your bets too much. Like, you can't keep all your grids in and bring in, you know what I mean? You just dilute your deck too much. I think I'll just bring in 2 bounce spells and leave 2 grid. And then the good thing is usually they kind of reveal what they're doing when they start using Mulch and Winding Way and Life from the Loam. You see a ton of their deck, so you can kind of see the composition. This is obviously a card away from being very strong, but I think we have to toss it. Okay. This is reasonable, but not spectacular. It's very reliant on these Chrome Mox and... They mold. I think I'm gonna keep. Not in love with it. Could even bottom a Chrome Mox and just hope to hit like a Mana Source and Horn, and then hope to hit an LED and hope they don't have Endurance or Mindbreak Trap. That's a lot. That's a lot of hoops to jump through. I think I'm just gonna be relaying. Soul Land allows us to Burgie first. As long as they don't have crop rotation with Caracas. Although I think it still works out. Okay. We can Horn Pass. Or imprint 1, 4, 2. I think I just want to imprint one. I think I just want to relay here, right? We can imprint. Can we Burgie first? So we imprint 1, 4, 1, 2. We're 1 shy. We could Impulse. We could Burgie into Impulse. It's not fantastic though. We really need that 7th card or 8th card since we're on the draw. But I think we just want to relay. We could imprint these 2. Or if we don't imprint Impulse, we imprint Burgie. We go up to 4. We can cast Impulse, but then we need to hit a Mana Source to hit Relay. Maybe that is what we need to do, though. So I feel like we're gonna... Maybe they just have a trap that's running into trap. So maybe I just imprint 1 Rite of Flame. You know what? I feel like they have a trap. They might not, and we just get hit by a Collector Roof. Just plain old pass. I don't want to do that. There's not enough cards that would like really improve this hand that drastically. Like, not enough one singleton card. Certainly not enough that I'm willing to give them a whole nother turn to play off of, you know? So I think I'm imprinting a Rite of Flame, casting a Rite of Flame, imprinting Bergie, and relaying. Hoping that, you know, they don't have trap, but if they do, we at least have an impulse and a couple pieces of mana. We probably lose to Collector Roof. Okay, so they had trap. And they could have another one. Like, they could have... I mean, shit, they could have 2 traps and 2 Collector Roofs. Alright, so no oof. I like this impulse here. I don't like that impulse, though. Oh, man. Come on. Alright. Ah. Yeah, I think we just gotta play Bergie. They have 4 cards. Like, even if they Caracas, at least it's in our hand to play a Horn later on. Oh, wow. Force of Vigor. Okay, that's a good draw. Put a counter on this. Okay. Now would be the time to draw LED. Ah, okay. They ripped that right off the top. Yeah, they have a lot of sideboard cards. We might want to lean harder on grid. Yeah, they have blue as well. Okay. Oh, they have Blast Zone, huh? Come on. They're pretty bad impulses. Like, I just want to find some fucking mana. Oh, we're dead. Alright, game 3 it is. To be fair, these matchups are very difficult on the draw. Post board. So I'll keep an Echoing Truth. I'm gonna bring in the 3rd grid. It's not Trap and Force of Vigor. We don't know how much, but yeah, you know what? It might seem crazy, but I'm gonna stick with grids. Because considering their hand, I don't think they're playing spheres. And ooh. So we can't grid. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna grid. I'm gonna play around trap. Not into it. It's unfortunate we lose Storm for this relay, but I think it's correct. If we go land, Chrome Mox, imprint, grid. They mold the 6. They keep on 6. Leyline? Okay. Sand is pretty good against Leyline. And a Force of Vigor? Nope. Force of Vigor now? Nope. Alright, sweet. Mana Bond? Okay, no Mana Bond. That's good. Wasteland is annoying. Mana, please. That's good enough. I'll take it. Ancient Tomb, Chromox. Ancient Tomb, come on. Give me some action. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We were one shy of Pier if we draw Burning Wish. Life from the Loam, okay. Gonna Wasteland us. We got a ball game here. Not Wastelanding us. Interesting. I guess we imprint. So we do have a Pier. If we draw Burning Wish, provided they don't Wasteland us. I don't know why they wouldn't though. They wanted to hit our Ancient Tomb. Oh. Might have Force of Vigor. No. So at least what Grid does is like, if they have like crop rotation shenanigans, they have to do it in the main phase. So we'll know what we're up against. What do they got? Sloam again. Field of the Dead, Wasteland, yeah. They can certainly get themselves out of these grids pretty quickly. So we need action. Okay, there it is. So there is a ley line. Kind of a turn late. 1, 2, 3. We only have 6. What does that mean? You can Void Snare the ley line and draw better moving forward. They can't really play it, right? You would need Mox. They don't play Mox. Now we're just live to so many more draws. Gamble, Echo, another Burning Wish. Alright, they're still opting to cast spells instead of play out lands and, you know, get out of the grid. Wasteland Blast Zone is definitely a way to get out of it, so we got to draw action now, or we really want to. Nope. So I guess we hold that. I've not been keeping track. I don't know if they have active cards in their hand or if they're just known lands. They're probably lands. They have a lot of sideboard cards. That's not very good. They did not blow up the grids, and they're still not going for draw steps. So I think they're hoping to assemble Merit Lage. or zombies before we can draw action. And then they will blow up the grids if we echo. Okay, there we go. It is playing into trap, huh? Maybe I shouldn't have cast that. I should have kept track of their hand. This doesn't necessarily mean that they have trap. Even if they're letting echo go, you don't want the grids on the table, or they don't. So we still have metalcraft, so we don't have to tap this. Are we in? We're not in. Oh, okay, we're in. Just barely, but we're in. Ooh, baby. So we do have to hope for no trap. Come on. Uh-oh. To be honest, I kind of forgot about Yavimaya. So I could go like Crop Rot into Blue Source into Fluster. And Dark Depths, okay. Nice. Alright, we gotta hope for no trap once again. But we do have our color requirements here. Okay. Lethal on the stack. Tapping up blue here, so yeah, they tapped out of blue. Well, I guess they could have with that crop rotation gotten blue. Wow, that was close. That was really close. But it's alright. We can't. Sure. Ponder's fine. Draw Ancient Tomb is pretty good. Grim Monolith here. Interesting. So if we went to Fence Grid, we'd have one left over. We could imprint Chrome Mox, we could play Impulse. I think I'd rather just wait. It's gonna be obnoxious if they have a pending, but it is what it is. No pending. Okay. That's fine. 4 cards in hand. This one? Okay. It's fine with me. I will pay the troll toll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So you can make goblins. We can make 3, 4, 5, 6. We can make 12 goblins. If they make a Murktide, it's a 6/6, and they flip. Darcy would probably be a 1/1. It hit us for 4, put us to 12, then 6. If they then get Delirium, we'd be dead in 2 turns. We're gonna have 12 goblins though. Could also just Echo, which honestly is probably better. Because they only have 1 land in play, so they're going to be under grid for the following turn, even if we don't win off the Echo. Oh, we do go to 13. So that makes goblins even worse. We could just cast multiple Reckless Impulse. But I don't think that's correct. We don't quite have lethal. So we could also relay. I think I'm gonna Echo. Like, we could wind up going off now, but if we don't, we're probably going to win next turn. See? Boom. Just ginormous relay. Get wrecked. We don't have lethal, do we? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I think 12 cards will get there. So, and also what it does is it shuffles their graveyard, so they can't even play a Murktide. Which really wouldn't even matter. We're gonna win next turn. They're underneath grid. The best thing they can do is, like, Wasteland us and play another threat, or like get Delirium somehow. But they didn't even flip Delver. Like, you can scoop it up, OP. Yeah, but it's game 1, right? Yeah, it's game 1. Yeah, Meltdown wouldn't get there anyways. Yeah, the best thing they can do is hope to have lethal the following turn, but that is sadly not going to be good enough. Yes, OP, you're dead. You can F6. You can read it while I'm killing you. Hold on. Changing music. Hold on. Danger, give me 1 second. I think I want. Okay. Okay, so they finally let it resolve. So now we can play our LED. We can gamble. Get our last echo that's in the deck. And we can use it. And we can hold priority so we can do this faster. You want to see my deck? Go for it. Take a look. Take a look. Play a couple Rite of Flames. Some big ones. Oh, we didn't even have to play 2. That's okay. We don't have to do half the things we're about to do. Burning Wish. Get them tendies. "12 Drills of Agony. And we got them. Hey, what's up, bud? To what?
Nanny's asking if you have any time to blow up and retire my bike.
Do we have a pump?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta finish this game. Give me like 5 to 10 minutes and then I'll take a break to do it.
Okay, thanks.
I've won 8 in a row.
8?
8 matches in a row. Yeah, I haven't lost. It's insane.
Smoke.
Yeah, just can't lose today. Yeah, I'll be up shortly.
Okay. Thanks. Love you.
Right, Delver. Okay. Even on the draw, this is what you want to be doing. Nope. Yeah, we can do this. So I guess the play we're looking for here is Monolith into Petal Petal we can impulse in front of the relay, but that means we use up resources. But they did tap out, so we don't have to worry about Fluster. At least Monolith will help towards Metalcraft. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's at least a relay for 5 plus the 2 impulse, so 7. Well, now I just want a Monolith pass. But ideally you want to play through days, right? Maybe I just ignore that relay. 1, 2. We only have 2 red sources anyways. Yeah. Okay. Sadly, we have to ignore the relay. It might come in handy, having it. Like, relay into a relay, you know? But we'll see. Be really nice if they countered this. Or if it just hit even 1 LED, or that. It's a permanent mana source. It's actually worth 2 for us. Like, this gives us a card, right? It puts a permanent mana source into play, which also prevents us from having to blow our pedal. So that was actually really good. Plus it flipped a soul land, which depends what this hits. We want to see LEDs and grids at this point. There's an LED. Empty's good. Chrome Mox is fine. Yeah, I mean... And the city's fine. We only flip 1 land and it gives us 1 more mana than if we hadn't. Mind you, this is a mulligan, right? This is a mulligan to 6. We wound up with 3 against Delver, 3, 6, and they just scoop it up. They know. They know we're unbeatable today, so they just said, you know what? No, I mean, I'm sure they brainstormed into just bullshit. What did they do? Okay, so this is probably 1 too many Chrome Mox here, right? Yeah. Unfortunately. Could wait on it, but like it's so close to very good. But I think we have to throw it back. This is abysmal. We got the full set here. we got some defense, that's for sure. What's the idea behind the Epic Gamble? Have you started from the Epic Storm or something else? Yeah. So we're gonna have to mull this. I mean, I've been working on it for well over a year at this point. This hand is... I think we have to mull to LED Echo. We could... Yeah, what is this, 5? We go to 4. I think I'm trying 4, 3, 2. We have 3 more mulligans. And... okay. Keep 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I wish that was a burning wish. If this was a 7-card hand, we'd have Peer into the Abyss. We do still keep it, so we keep Ancient Tomb Petal LED. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4. We can relay for 4 with an Ancient Tomb in play. Can also just wait on it. I think I like waiting on it. I think this is tough. I mean, we definitely keep it. I will answer your question about kind of the origin of the deck, but once it's not so intensive here. Zoom Pedal Wish LED, yeah. But it's just not, it's not very good. And I want both LEDs. I might get, like, greedy and just... We can either just keep a bunch of mana and hope to rip some action. Or we can... We can bottom Petal, hope to rip a red source. We can bottom an LED, which is kind of the obvious hand to keep, and not go for it yet. Because if we hit like any red source, we can wish for Gamble, and then echo that way. I think I'm inclined to just like bottom the Petal and hope that we run into a red source at some point, and hope they're not blue. It's just not good enough to go for it yet, you know? Which, listen, all in or die is fine. Once you start mulling to 4, 3, and 2, that's what you're looking for. You're looking to find an echo to kind of get back to a 7-card hand and go all in. But all in that is just a relay for 4 with an Ancient Tomb in play is not very good, you know? I'll play my Ancient Tomb, I guess. Because now if we draw Shatter Skull, it's good. Opal is turned on, which is good. This is likely 8 cast, which is not good. So now we're kind of forced to play these out. That wasn't a bad draw. We really want to draw Opal or Shatter Skull. Oh, it's Painter. Okay. Okay. We dead on board? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're dead on board. Alright. It's also possible we were just supposed to mull further. Like that... We should have just mulled the 3 and 2. We want grids. I don't think we actually want to change anything. Like, we could have Echoing Truth, but it's not great. We're trying to just go under Karn. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to play 1. I think I usually do. Hand is fine. Yeah, if it was a Burning Wish, that hand would be sweet. So we can get Reforge. It's actually pretty good for, like, Welder. Could just get Gamble, but that can be risky depending on what we draw. Like, if we draw another land, that's not good. If we draw more action, it's, like, kind of awkward. It's a lot better if you're truly hellbent. I think a Reforge is probably correct. They might just have a Canonist. No? Interesting. Painter on top. I got a reforge though. That's pretty good. Interesting. I think I'm supposed to horn. Like, I'm pretty sure they're going to be going... maybe they just have the LED. They might just have a turn 2. So maybe I'm supposed to reforge. It's really tempting to horn pass. But what I think will happen is they'll go Soul Land, Painter, Red Blast your horn. And then they have lethal the following turn, so I think we're supposed to draw 7 now. So they had Pyroblast, they did not have a Soul Land. We can keep going. So I think I will. It's unfortunate we can't put Bergie in front of anything. There's only one Bergie left in our deck. Although we're gonna Echo. We're gonna imprint 2 of them though. Kind of unfortunate. Not enough Storm to win on the spot. We have enough mana, but we have 7. Not gonna have any red floating. Admittedly a bit awkward. Them having Grindstone in play is definitely scary. Because if we have to pass, like, Relay is gonna be sweet, but we're gonna have to pass, right? So, Rite of Flame, so 3, 4, 5. And once again, we can't really Bergie first. Because if we go Grim Monolith Petal, play Bergie, we have 1 colorless, we can't cast anything. If we go Petal Bergie, we can't cast anything. If we go Petal Rite of Flame Bergie, we don't have enough mana to cast the Grim Monolith. 2, 3, 4, 5. We could horn. But I think probably the best play is to just relay. Is there any way to do it leaving our monolith untapped? I don't think so. Which is fine. So, concerns here. So we hit a Shatter Skull, so we can, like, next turn play a Bergie. So we can get, like, I don't think we lose the Karn. Yeah, we definitely don't lose the Karn. Or Tutoring, hopefully not for an LED. They did. So now we lose the Soul Land. Or Land Petal Painter. Okay. Looks like they have it. Ah, we finally lost! It was bound to happen. Maybe we should have gone for it. So, I'm gonna concede so I can see our draws here. Or no, we can look at our draws. What was the first? We cast these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I thought it was for 11. Maybe it was 12? Or no, this Echo is exiled, so it started at Volk. So if we had gone Horn, right, it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would have hit double LED, Opal, Impulse, and we would have impulsed into Grim Monolith City. Is that correct? Or let me think. We would have gotten rid of Relay first, right? And it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. We would have hit LED. Yeah, so we would have had to gotten rid of our whole hand, and then we would have lost anyway. So we would have lost either way. But I think the correct play was the Horn. Reason being, we probably had the same chance of still just winning the next turn anyways, with the upside of possibly winning on the spot and preventing ourselves from losing as we did. So yeah, initially when I first started working on this deck, it was just like the bonus round, you know, meme, whatever. I was on my way to build the Epic Storm, but I didn't have the cards yet, and it was kind of a cheap way to get into Storm, have some fun on the way, because I always thought it was literally the most fun deck. So I had a lot of fun just like playing around with it. And so naturally I started to try and optimize it, because that's what I do with decks. I like to optimize. I like to do stuff differently, but still try to find, you know what I mean? I'll try to find a space that nobody has before. Like, I see what other people are doing. If I show up at a serious tournament, I'll try to put together what I think is actually best. I'm not just going to, like, play something that I made just, you know, to satisfy my ego or whatever. But grinding and testing and whatnot, I'm going to keep pushing the limits and trying different things. This is a pretty good relay hand. So that's what I did. And if you look on the Epic Storm, the website, I wrote an article on the first, like, competitive version outside of bonus round, because I scrapped bonus round pretty quickly. And there's versions of bonus round, the deck, that is pretty good, but I still think this is better. And even the previous iteration that I made, I think is better. It's kind of a hybrid of old style Ruby Storm. Like, it still had Ruby Medallion. But if you look on the Epic Storm, the website, look up the Epic Ruby Storm, is what the previous iteration, at least I had called it. If you look that up, you can see the article that I wrote on the deck there, and you can kind of see where I was then and compare it to, of course, I finished an article, I think, in January on this deck, the Epic Gamble, which dropped Ruby Medallion, and I explained why and how it occurred in there too. Maybe I should play this land and imprint Burning Wish. Yeah, just in case they counter this. It might even tempt them to counter it. But yeah, so at one point, like, I played... This version of the deck is thanks to Diamond Lion, actually. The creature that they printed. The 2-mana... The 2/2? Or 1/2? 1/1? I think it's a 2/2. Whatever it is. But 2 colorless, and it's a Lion's Eye Diamond, but it's a creature, so you can't use it immediately. And it's just kind of this, like, meme deck that I wanted to have fun with. And I just kind of took my old style Epic Ruby Storm list and replaced the Ruby Medallions with... Nice, see, they're brainstorming even. We get an extra storm here. Replaced the Ruby Medallions with Diamond Lion, and switched it up a little bit. I think I played Faithless Lootings, kind of just leaned into Echo a lot more. And I started winning more than what I was with the previous iteration. So then I really, you know, tried to clean it up from there and continue to lean further into Echo is basically what happened over time. But I guess to answer your question more directly, when I first played with Ruby Storm, you know, I grabbed some lists, but when I first started optimizing it, I looked at the Epic Storm, I looked at what other Storm decks were doing, and I just said, some of this shit is a no-brainer. Like, Peer into the Abyss is just so powerful, we should be playing that card. You know what I mean? Like, Echo is so powerful with with Horn, like, can we abuse that? Because if we can, we should be. So there were all sorts of, like, slight variations, iterations, differences, changes that occurred over time. You know, just constantly jamming the deck, talking with everybody in Discord, streaming, you know, open to ideas, bouncing ideas off of people, talking to Bryant, like the Epic Storm team, just really trying to optimize the deck as efficiently as possible that I knew how, at least. And this is what I came up with at the end of the day. And then they started printing new cards, right? Like, we got Relay, and it was like, boom. I think the deck really blew up once Relay was printed. I think we are the best at abusing the card. I mean, at one point we were running, like, Act on Impulse, which is just, you know, pretty bad. Sometimes very good, situationally great, but on the whole, not very good. Do I want this in my graveyard? I think so. Alright, couple of Stone Rains. Only 4 cards in hand, though. And we hit a bunch of stuff. So yeah, initially it was basically Ruby Storm and then just taking a bunch of ideas from the Epic Storm and kind of mashing them together. And so it seemed like an appropriate name to kind of differentiate it from traditional Ruby Storm. It is kind of at heart still a Ruby Storm deck. That's a whole nother conversation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or we could just frontside this Echo, but then we lose all this. I think I'm supposed to imprint this Echo. They're F6. Okay, so... Then there's that. Don't do this, folks. Do not F6 against me. You're gonna regret it. Alright. Oh, yeah. Yep. Not sure if it's necessary to play around Daze, but I kind of want to. So if we just Burgie and they counter it, right? Yeah, it actually makes it so we can't cast Grim Monolith, so we want to cast that first. Now if they counter Burgie... I mean, we lose out on some mana here. If Burgie does resolve, it might just counter this. That'd be interesting. Wow. So I want to say it tells me they probably have 2 forces. It's okay, though. Whatever we do, I don't really want to go, like, all in here. Because we just have, like, say we didn't have these cards, and we just had this in hand and this board, like, we are way ahead. They have 5 cards. They could play a Narset, but it doesn't really matter. We really want to hit a grid, though. But do I really want to blow 2 petals to keep going here? I could gamble for something. Could gamble for a grid, but I want to put LED in play in that case. I think I just pass. Like, I literally think I pass here. We could gamble for... Like, gambling for grid is probably the most legit, but we really don't want it to hit LED, and we don't want to put LED into play because it plays into pending. Does tap them under grid, though. Maybe we don't necessarily need this LED. If we had, like, double Echo here, I'd probably do it. I think I'm just gonna pass. They have 5 cards, 2 lands. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relevant permanents and 5 cards in hand. I just don't like not having a grid. Plus, if we gamble for grid, right, and it hits Bergie, then impulses are only action. I guess that's fine. I'm gonna pass. Yeah, gamble is Entomb for Bryant. It really is, and he's continued that trend even in the videos that I do with him, which is fine. It's not always bad as Entomb, you know. You just have to keep that in mind if you're Bryant. So obviously Horn wins here, but they probably have a force. I think it's worth casting this first. That's pretty good. Hitting gamble there is very good. So now we can Horn. They probably counter it. If they don't, we know they don't have a counter. If they do, we can Echo. Maybe I should have played Petal. Okay, so they did have a force. If they have yet another force, I'm going to be very upset. You could wait even, but I don't want to. Alright, so this is our last Echo. You really want to run into a relay. We did, but unfortunately not enough to play it, which is fine. 2 relays and 2 impulses. So next turn is going to be wild. And then you asked about matchups. So best matchups is like the slower non-blue decks that don't have access to Deafening Silence, like Cloud Post, like Mono Green, Cloud Post. Blue control decks, we're pretty fucking good against them. I rarely lose. I guess like the heavy Hull Breacher Jeskai decks are problematic, but it's not awful, right? Like it's probably closer to a 50-50 at that point. Other combo decks that don't have Force of Will, like Ad Nauseum, the Epic Storm, like we are heavily favored in the Storm Mirror. Alright, so let's kick it off with... This is tough. So they had 3 mana available and they didn't tap for anything. I feel like they have Force of Negation. I mean, it's possible. I almost want to like Bergie, and if it resolves, we're golden. If it doesn't, we can just pass. Or even just use one of our relays and pass. I think it's worth playing this Bergie. It'd be fine not to there, too. Like, this hand is just so loaded at this point. I think it would be difficult to fuck it up. It is worth noting we do not have Echoes in our deck. We do have one in exile. I mean, in our sideboard. Okay, so at the very least, that only costs us 2 mana to do, which is actually quite relevant. Yep. And they swords, which ups the storm count. I think I want to... Actually, maybe we just hold on to that relay. Actually, we can double relay, huh? Seems pretty good. It's alright. Seems like a a decent enough play. That's a grid. That's an islet. Opal. Grid. Burning Wish. And another 6 off the top. Okay, it's a lot of defense grid. And probably enough mana. There's really no great way to tell exactly what this is. It's most of these cards. Okay. Cycling the Shark. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana on board. We did not flip a Soul Land, which is interesting. We did flip a Fiery Islet, so we do have a land drop. So they pondered and passed. They shuffle. They did not shuffle. Opal was good. Very good. 3 grids, huh? Let's see if one of them resolves. They're in big trouble if they let this go. Okay. How about this one? Okay. What do you got? Good to know about, but not going to be good enough. You can just ignore it. We don't have to. We could kill it, but it's whatever. Nice breacher, nerd. Yep. That's a good thing about Defense Grid is it draws out their whole breacher. So you know. I think in the draw against the Jeskai control deck I don't want to play empty for 2 reasons. 1, it's worse on the draw, and 2, you might wind up in a game state where you show your deck and put them in a position where they don't think you have empty in your main deck, and then you go and bring it into game 3. Or, depending on who you're playing against and what you think they're thinking, as far as their mindset, you might think, well, they're probably thinking that I'm not bringing in empty on the draw in game 2. Therefore, you would have an advantage as the player who has the empty to bring it in, because they're not going to bring in their sweepers. It's kind of that, like, you know, it's just an ongoing, like, sub game. It's the classic. I mean, it happens with a lot of matchups and decks, right? Regardless of what you're playing, the whole sub game of like, well, I'm supposed to be taking these out, but if they know that they're a good player, well, then they know I'm taking it out, so it's actually good if I have it in. It's like, can make you dizzy. I'm gonna keep this. It's irresponsible, for sure. I was hoping they mulliganed. But we do have a lot of good draws here. That was not one of them. Pretty much afford to wait one more turn. Very, very close, but ultimately not one of the draws. So now we really gotta wait around and probably play through Hull Breacher. Yes. Yeah, it's an important, it's something that you might just not naturally, like, think of, you know what I mean? And then someone says it and you're like, ding. So this was certainly a risky hand to keep, but it had significant upside. I think we're still fine if we can draw Soul Land. Two, 3, 4, 7, 5, 3. Okay. I'm fine with that. And they drew a card? Come on, baby. Even a land. Come on. It's really bad. Like, 2/3 of our deck is mana. When you're including lands as a good draw, and you just need mana, and we've had 3 draws, non-mana. Now we're in trouble. Very funny deck. Very funny. Hey, finally. There's no Hull Breacher. So we have a double echo. Okay. I guess they could counter LED. I don't think they will. Well, they might, huh? They did not. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm not miscounting. I feel like I'm missing something here. See, even after like doing nothing for 4 turns, all it took was one, finally, like the draw that we needed. That was like probably like a 40 to 50%. But it took us 4 turns. But that's fine. What is this? Is it that new 2-mana counterspell that like takes them all out of your deck? Does it take it from your graveyard? Was it like Tail's End or something? Why are they tapping 5? Did they think for some reason they could cast Hull Breacher? That's what I think. I think for some reason they thought they had enough to cast Hull Breacher. And now they're forced to just force it, and then they're gonna get echoed. Test of Talents, there you go. There's those Graveyard, Hand, and Library, yep. So if they have that, we're fucked. But who the fuck plays that card, right? Like, you don't play around that card. Oh. That's interesting. Goddamn Teferi. Okay. So... that's pretty good. There's a number of different things that could happen here. I think most likely, if they are to beat this right here, it's Force plus Pyroblast. Just nothing. Just resolution. Okay. I wish we had one more mana. Could grid pass, we could just pass, we could monolith pass, we could monolith grid. Monolith grid seems risky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but no double blue. Ugh. I think I just grid pass. They do have to kill it. Kind of. They'll probably force it though. Because here they are with 1 mana. We have 6 cards. Ponder, okay. I hate when Moto is bugged like this and just moves your sideboard every time. They already forced a negation in one of our grids, so we only have 3 in the deck. There's only 1 left in our deck. Damn! Imagine if we had something. Okay. See, the problem is they have 5 lands in play. Because we passed the turn, did nothing for 4 turns. Really good. Teferi. Okay. Okay. That's very good. Serenity is definitely annoying. So we don't get to keep any of these. We could just pass. Should I just pass? Let them hit these and then we can relay next turn? We play Ancient Tomb 3, then we have 4 mana next turn, or 5 if we just wait. Let's just... Yeah, we gotta wait. Just gotta pass. Feels weird, but... we gotta let Serenity go. Okay. That was a quick brainstorm, so presumably their hand is not that good. It might be good now. But just on how quickly they snap that brainstorm. Although to be fair, with this much mana, unless your hand is perfect, you're probably casting Brainstorm. So we have 5, 6, 7 mana, so we can actually play both grids into this relay. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. If we play Monolith, 5. Relay for 6. Uh-oh! Okay. I mean, LED's a good one, at least. I think we're done. Can run their clock down. So another relay, a land, and a shatter skull. I mean, we have a gamble in our hand. They do have 7 fresh ones. One, two. 2, 3, 4, 7. We would need 10 mana to threaten to kill Narset and Echo and a relay behind it. And we have 3, 6, 7, 8. So you need a soul land? No. So it would only give us 1 more mana. We get a surgical relay, even though they already see that there's a relay in exile. I don't get it. In our end step, even though it's free. I think they see their clock going down, and so they're trying to make decisions quicker. Which, I like that. Brainstorm. Cast the Brainstorm. We still have a game 3. Like, this is game 2, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. So, they have 6 minutes to finish this game out and win the next game. To our almost 10 minutes. Oops. They did not shuffle on that ponder. That's not a terrible draw. So Narset's at 3 now. I think we impulse. I'm gonna counter it. Really? Two, 3. Like another hit Narset for 1 into relay, or gamble for Echo into relay. I think I want to hit Narset for 1. Problem is we do have to blow Petal and LED. Maybe I just want to relay. And just gonna relay. Keep our LED. Keep the card in hand. They're gonna force one of the relays. We hit a shat, or no, we didn't. So we hit Rite of Flame, Reckless Impulse. That's not bad. I can't believe they forced one of those. We hit a Ponder. They cast Ponder. They did not shuffle. Attack me for 2. It's turn 9. I played a match last night, and it was turn... It went to turn 19. They won, but it's just ridiculous. Burning Wish, huh? What's this? Oh, come on. Okay. What do we got? Reckless Impulse again. 3, 4, 2. Probably just save it. No, you know what? Can I stop? No, I can't. That's alright. Burn their clock, baby. Another Narset. Yep, take all the game actions you want. There's also a chance that they don't realize there's a whole nother game 3 that they have to play. There's another Teferi. Draw a card. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Could just burn their clock, try to cast Burning Wish for Grape Shot. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sure. Or we could relay again. They force it? Okay. At least we get to untap our Monolith now. You play to the end of this turn. All you. You got another Narset. Play Narset. Activate Narset. Get Force of Will. Sorry, I just hit the mic. It's probably loud. Land, Serenity, okay. Burning Wish. Okay. Okay. You just keep on taking game actions. Yeah, whatever. Activate Narset, get another Force of Will, Ponder. Like, they're still casting spells. Shuffle the Ponder, play a land. Let's activate Bergie. Okay. Defense Grid, okay. Let's play Bergie. Maybe I shouldn't have. Just taking 2 damage for no reason. Yeah, it's alright. There's no way they're winning a 3rd game in 2 minutes. Oh my goodness. If only. All right, 2 minutes and 24 seconds they have here. I bet you they don't time out. I bet you we win before they time out with empty. Sure. Right. Yeah, it was disappointing. Painter, they got us. They got us good. All right. Oh, that was a good draw. I'm gonna counter this. No. Narset? That's fine. Revealing Narset, okay. Ooh, they're F6. That's OP. That's not. It's not gonna pan out for you. Four. So you have to play this opal. A little bit awkward. Put 4 on it. It's clear they're F6, but you know, just to be safe. Yeah, we just go. Oh man. Told you we were just gonna kill him. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'll just double relay. Why not? I don't even have to. Don't even have to tap these. Pass this for 0. Play this. F6. And get him with another one. Relay for 29. Trust me, OP, 3 minutes is plenty of time to kill you. Serenity. It's not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Cast it. You can't. You can't do it. Get him.